What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Champagne Gains. I am Coach Beckyn.
And Coach Kiki is in the house.
It is, well, this episode will drop the week of Halloween, so we should have done something like spooky, but we didn't.
Spooky,
We're
spooky.
always spooky.
It's always spooky season. I know as I look at Scully sitting in my
I was
chair,
thinking about him the other day. You need to be using him in content right now.
I should. I'm just gonna like carry him around or just put him in my put him in the passenger seat of my car.
I
Drive
remember
around.
that last year when you went to Home Depot to get him just a skeleton, please.
Clearly, I don't look like I belong in any hardware store.
Go check out I was thinking my sister was here on Monday. I have like one pumpkin in my house. And I was like, I should go get one of those 12-foot skeletons and like put it on my deck. And she's like, I don't think it would fit out there. And I was like, yeah, it'd be kind of hard to get out there. She's like, but Beck, and they come broken down. Like imagine me like shoving that thing through the door.
It would be like when we told Tyler about his trophy fitting in the Saturn. You would have to like have your backup.
That was so funny. Oh, with Tyler. I feel like
All
he's
right, so let's kick this off with before we get into our topic, a fun question. So we can do this for each other, or like we can talk about it from like ourselves.
okay.
Um, If I had to tape a sign to my head that warned strangers about me, i.e., warning, will always be late, what would mine say?
Mm. Okay, let's do both ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. For myself, oh my God, I don't know. What is yours?
I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely not I will always be late. I
No,
will
I will
always,
always be early.
I will always be awkwardly early.
Warning, probably intrusive thoughts come out of my mouth.
Yep. That I think that's accurate for
I
you.
am kind of running into that at my church group. Like, we shouldn't say certain things.
Maybe we should have some
Maybe
filters.
some filters at church group.
I know. I'm like as when I'm spending more time with like at church and like with my goddaughter, I'm like, oh,
Or
we need to work on my language.
swears a lot.
Warning, will swear. I feel like it just adds some extra passion to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, there,
I'm not using it in a derogatory manner. It's just I'm passionate about what I say
right.
because sometimes I don't have a lot to say, but when I have something to say, I fucking mean it.
Exactly. For you, I would say, warning, I can lift more than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see
Warning, don't
people.
mess with me.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
fuck.
a Taurus?
Yeah. I'm
I'm a
a bull.
bull. Yeah.
I literally told that when I was leaving Muscle Island. A me or I was like, warning, I will always go or I will always be an Irish goodbye.
That's a
Um,
good one.
Me, Danielle, and Danielle's boyfriend, we were like game planning. We're like, all right, as soon as Morgan's done playing, we're on the first boat out of here. And so when I was leaving them, it's the first time I met Danielle's boyfriend, and I was like, oh, it was nice to meet you. If you ever hurt Danielle, I'm gonna fucking find you.
Yes, I love it. One time my sister did that to a guy that like it was in high school and she's like, if you hurt her, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
I can hold my own now.
Yeah. I think for you, like when when I think from the outsider's perspective, when people like look at you, if they don't know you and they don't follow you on Instagram and know your personality, they probably think that you're this very like pretty girl who like is not rough around the edges, but
Oh,
like you're definitely like rough around the edges in a good way.
this is true. I love it.
Like you can lift shit, you can chug some alcohol if you need to.
I will ruin your life.
Yeah.
I need to
You know how to drive a fucking tractor. Like
run you over.
you're more manly than probably most fucking men.
I was just talking about that to one of my clients the other day. It's like being single makes you like do things that you like moving washing machines and shit.
Yeah,
You have to fend for yourself. And I've
absolutely.
been alone for so long. You
I'm
basically
much less scared of like if there's like a mouse in my house or like a spider, I'm just like, oh, kill it.
yeah. Well, at Brittany and Carrie's house, when I went to South Dakota, there was like these bees flying around. Brittany was terrified of them. One like went in my drink, my Angry Balls drink, and I
Mm.
just like grabbed and threw it. And Brittany's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm not like I used to be a woo girl. And I'm still like very much like the cheerleader side of the woo girl. But no,
We're beasts.
beast.
We are kind of rough around the edges.
This has nothing to do with the topic that
Nope.
we're talking about today.
No, but I liked it. We should
Yeah.
find a question like that every time.
Yeah, I just thought that was fun. But today I kind of want to talk about balance versus harmony because a lot of our clients now, you know, we may not be in a strict fat loss phase. For a lot of my clients, you know, we are in, you know, a reverse process or a building process, essentially getting ready for, you know, a fat loss phase come next year.
Mhm.
And, you know, there's this like I don't know the word, but like people feel like they need to have balance in their life when in reality it's you need to have harmony in
Yes.
what you're doing with all the activities that you have going on, your passion projects, your work, your life. You know, my segments of Coach Kiki, Kiki the athlete, and Kiki the
Mhm.
human, they're not balanced
They
at
all
all.
live together in harmony. Ah!
Ah,
That's what I think of when I hear it. Well, that makes sense because it's like a musical term. But that's actually, so when I did my rebranding project, one of my core pillars is fun, but like in the description of that, it's like helping you like find the harmony between having fun and reaching your goals because there's not there's not a like balance is like equal parts two things.
mhm.
Harmony is like meshing those two things together, and they're not always going to be equal.
Yeah, it's definitely like the integration of those things
Mhm.
in life. Like, um, it's not like when you are on a fat loss journey or even a health and fitness journey, it's not like you don't think about health and fitness
Right.
outside of when you're at the gym or eating. It's like all the time. It should be integrated. Like there shouldn't be this separation of, oh, Monday through Friday, I am focused on my health
Yeah.
and fitness. And Saturday and Sunday, I'm just gonna say, fuck it. You need to maybe have a little bit like you may have a more emphasis on like those healthy habits and you know wholesome food choices Monday through
Mhm.
Friday, but like you still need to integrate some of those things on the weekend. So we're not like completely off balance. It's more of just like a culmination of everything together, like creating that synergy.
Basically making it a normal lifestyle. I just did a video yesterday for this guide that I'm making about like vacation rules, which is like you got to have your non-negotiables no matter what. Because I always say once you know what it feels like to feel good, you're not going to want to like stray from that. So I talked about what I did when I went on vacation, which was water, protein, movement. Like those things should be in your life every day. Um, you can't just not drink water. Like you can't have the all or nothing. Like there's no balance between that. Like
Um,
you gotta make it all work together and make them a lifestyle for yourself. Like two things can live in harmony. Like we can eat protein and drink water and we can drink in the same day. Like,
yes,
if you're in that season of your life.
right. Yeah. And I think it's just like kind of shifting your mindset. I know when we were in um like undergrad, I think a lot of people talked about like work-life balance and, like needing to find that. And then when I was in grad school, and you get higher up like in the rankings of like your career or your passion projects like me with bodybuilding as Kiki the athlete,
Mhm.
it they really emphasize like there is no work-life balance. It's not like when you go home from work that you're not thinking about work, if
Right.
that makes sense. It's like you want that work to also be synergistically combined with the other parts of your life.
Hmm.
Because there is no, like, if everything was equal in your life, then like it would be like a fucking Hallmark movie. It's so hard to, like, it would be unrealistic for me to say that I have work life, like 50-50 work-life balance of, if I had a regular job and I was trying to be a professional bodybuilder. Like, no.
No, you still integrate the parts of being like when you're at work, if you did the work stuff, like you'd be going out to lunch with your coworkers and all of that jazz, but you still integrate like your bodybuilding stuff into work.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I've been working with Alexa on like shifting her mindset on these things. I'm like, listen, like if you were never to, if like when you are done competing, are you going to just completely shift everything and not like
Right.
take care of yourself and eat good food? Are you going to just eat junk food all the time? No. So like, why is it such a struggle to like eat your food and be okay with it? And it's just like you have to like prioritize certain things in certain areas and focus on like these important tasks
Mm,
like all the time. It's not like you can have like an on-off switch.
right. Because I mean, even bodybuilding, like prep versus, sorry, there's a dog with a cone on its head outside. Like if I had balance between prep and like non-prep improvement season, some people would be like, oh yeah, she just does whatever she wants. No, I'm always thinking about the next thing, like what's going to get me to my goals. And that is in harmony with my life right now. Like I'm still doing the things that I need to make me a better athlete when I come back.
Yeah. And it's kind of like what we've talked about before with prep and improvement season. It's those dials that we're turning. So like I know for my car in particular, like I don't have a equal balance. I have that base turned all the way up.
Yes.
So it's not like you really just need to, create that like synergy of, hey, like I don't just turn things off. I think people ask me all the time if they're not familiar with bodybuilding. They're like, "Oh, it's like, oh, so you can eat whatever you want now." And I'm like, "Yes, but no."
Right.
Like I like
Have the freedom, but it's just like free will. Like you have like sinning, you have the freedom to choose, but hopefully you choose the thing that's going to make you feel the best.
yeah, and like with balance, it's like it's almost impossible to achieve balance. Like I really just don't think it in my camps of like Coach Kiki, Kiki the athlete, Kiki the human, it would be so unrealistic for me to think that it's going to be 33% for each one. Like
Mhm.
it's not. I mean, some people probably think that I lean a little bit too much on Kiki the athlete and Coach Kiki and try to forget about Kiki the human, which I'm okay with it right now. And it
Yeah.
may look different, in as I get older and once I, achieve the goal of stepping on
Hmm.
the Olympia stage, I may lean more a little bit more towards, Kiki the human and Coach Kiki, and Kiki the athlete kind of gets a little bit smaller. But I just think like it's so unrealistic to achieve that perfect balance. And with harmony, it really requires you to be self-aware, and you got to do some soul searching, to figure out like what does that harmony look like for you in your life.
What
It's
needs to
going
be.
to look different. Like our harmony is going to look different. Some of my like amateur competitors, their harmony is going to look different than mine.
Mhm.
And those amateurs, they have like a little bigger goals physique wise compared to my lifestyle. And those their harmony is going to look different too. So
Yeah.
it's, finding about like what you want your life to look like and how do you want that to synergistically play together in all aspects of you.
Hmm. I like the point you brought up before we started this about delegating. I'm reading this book right now. It's about money, actually, and like I should have like looked at this before because I'm gonna butcher this, but um like the payoff between what you can delegate to people is sometimes worth the money if it allows you to like live in harmony better. Like anything that you can delegate and you think it's worth it, like it's spending $20 for someone to fold your clothes, whatever, do your laundry, worth it to you to get an hour with your kids. I would say so. Like that's going to create, more lasting memories for you and them rather than spending your time doing laundry if you can pay someone to do it. So like finding like the payoff between things that you like want to do and have to do. That's
Yeah.
what
So,
I do.
like with like the delegation, it doesn't even have to be like telling someone to do something. It could just be like, hey, like I know I'm super busy, but I have these big, physique goals, fat loss goals, maybe spend that extra money to order icon meals weekly so you
Right.
have those ready to go in your freezer so you don't have to spend, an hour meal prepping or
Mhm.
extra hours meal prepping all of your meals, just you can delegate to a company or something to have some of those things done and available for you.
This episode is brought to you by Icon Meals. If you need some Icon Meals, use code is it
Kiki 10.
Kiki 10 to order some Icon Meals for yourself.
But it's true. I mean, I think especially for women, I think we feel like we have to do all of the things. And,
Hmm.
we are the caretakers. I mean, I caretake Brutus. But we are, I feel like it's sometimes hard for women to like release that
Um,
power almost.
yes, my sister, she came over, she took a personal day well, she took a personal day or something on Monday, and she came over here and we had coffee in the morning. And she got out of her car and she was all like dressed to the nines. I'm like, why are you dressed? Like, why do you look so good to come over for coffee? I'm like in my scrubs. She's like, well, I still brought my kids to daycare. Like she literally, like she took her kids to daycare, so the day was hers, which was great. But she's like, but I wanted to put on the facade that I was going to work. I was like, because she's like, I have this mom guilt. I'm like, don't have freaking mom guilt. Like, you have to take care of yourself. And that's like delegating too. Like, she wanted the day to herself, so she paid off to take her to bring her kids to daycare that, or she paid to bring her kids to daycare that day.
Yeah, and I think it's, that I think that's a great example of, finding some harmony. It's not like she's trying to separate her work and stuff. It's literally just like, doing that soul searching and understanding what she needs to do to make sure that she is able to have her cup filled
I
up.
take a me day sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what are you gonna do today? And she's like, I'm gonna do my crocheting. I was like, we're so different.
I love that.
I know.
Yeah, so like I think the here's like a summary of balance versus harmony for people just to like
Bring
understand. Like, so it's balance is about being equal in all areas of your life, while harmony is about creating synergy between the things you love and what you do for work. Balance can imply an either or scenario, while harmony promotes an and also perspective. So scenario is like the balance where like harmony is that perspective where you're, really understanding you,
what
like the
works.
human and what you need, what your wants and needs are, versus
Mhm.
a balanced scenario is kind of these, things that the media and just general like what we think we should do,
Right.
uh, what people perceive that we should be doing instead of harmony is really about like ourselves and our like introspective.
Mhm. Yeah, don't have these, you gotta figure you out and what works for you. Don't have these preconceived notions about what other people expect from you. That you're gonna have a miserable life if that's all you care about. So,
Right? Like just because I am, still probably going to bring my food with me to like a uh function out on like a Thursday night with my parents, just because like even though I could make room and have it an off-plan meal, I don't want to. But
mhm,
somebody else, that's total like if you want to, have that flexibility, that's okay. Just because that's my harmonization of me and my improvement season is setting those boundaries doesn't mean that you necessarily have to have those same boundaries as well. Like it's not a just because I'm doing it, you have to do it too.
mhm. Figure out what works for your life to harmonize things and don't fall into other people's expectations for you, what you think other people think that you should be doing.
Yes. Because in reality, like people are going to judge you regardless of what you
Oh
do.
gosh, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like I said, like if I'm going to like my parents have like a fish fry thing tonight, if there would be comments made either way. If I bring my food, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you can't eat. Well, you're still in prep. You're still eating your food." Or if I do end up eating, or like, "Oh, you can eat this now," and
Oh,
it's
I
like,
hate that comment.
"Shut the fuck up."
More than anything else, it's like, oh, you eat this? Yeah. Well, when I was at the dentist the other day, this girl, she's like, my friend's a dietitian. And I was like, well, that's not, I'm not a dietitian. But yeah, I always ask her, like, oh, can I, like, do you mind if I eat pizza around you? Are you fucking serious? Give me that whole pizza. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, eat the whole thing. I don't care.
right?
So yeah, harmony.
Harmony, harmony, imagination. Balance is in your imagination.
Yes. Yeah. So harmonize your life.
Heart, I
Think
love that.
about, shift your mindset, prioritize, make lists of, important things that like make you happy, find peace on those certain things that that you like to do and what you don't like to do. Really kind of like sit down with yourself. Especially towards the latter half of this year. I mean, we got 2 months left of this year. Really kind of get into that mindset of what you want out of this life, how to find that harmony, and just know that it's okay to not be balanced.
Yes. Boom. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you have any topics that you want covered, you can find me on Instagram at Beckyn_IFBB Pro.
Still not gonna get over that. And you can find me on Instagram at Keekers Laugh IFBB Pro.
Give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know what you think, and we will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. What's up, guys? Coach Kiki here. I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of Champagne Gainz. If you loved this episode, please make sure you do all of the things like, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review, and share with your champagne bestie. Champagne Gainz is also brought to you by Coach Kiki LFG Gym Gear. Unlock the full power of your workouts with Coach Kiki's Let's Fucking Grow hip bands, long resistance bands, cable ankle straps, and hip thrust pads. For all of your sprinkle booty gains, check out CoachKikiLFG.com. Thanks, guys. Cheers.